Hi everybody, hope you're well. This video was requested by ONB123 and this is simply going to be about my favourite divine horses. So there are loads of divine horses on the game now. Many. And there's a lot to choose from, but I'm going to pick just a few that I really like. And some of them because I think they look nice, and some of them because I think they're really useful, and some of them will be a combination of both. So the first one I'm going to start off with is the Sleipnir, and it's going to be the fire one because when I first started playing, this was the one divine that I really wanted. It was something that was so difficult to obtain. People could sell them easily for 200 passes and a million aquas. You know, they weren't easy to get. And I played for 2 years at the very start. And I never got near to getting one at all. They would just be snapped up so quickly. People made sure they looked after them when they had them, and they used to run away, so, it had an extra appeal to it. Now they don't do anything other than kind of sit and look pretty, which is a wee bit saddening. That feature's not there anymore, but they've changed the design of it. So they have it, this isn't how it looked when I went in 2008. But this is probably one of the divines that I really wanted, and that's why it's still one of my favourites, because I think there's a bit of nostalgia about how important and how amazing this divine was back all those years ago. Whereas now, even though now it's not really as valuable, I still wouldn't sell it because it means a lot to me because it took so long to get. So that's starting off with that one. So I'll go to the trophies to go through some more of the other ones. So the next one is Belios. Now I have 3 Belios currently, but the ones I'm going to talk about mostly, and they all do the exact same thing, but I will mention my 2 favourite ones if I can find it. So I really like the volcanic one, and where's my other one? I like how I seem to have lost my other Belios. It is here, I just don't know where right now. I'm probably looking right at it right now. There it is. Yep, told you I'd be looking right at it. So the volcanic one, which came out most recently, I just like the design of it. But the Nebula Belios was the one I really like, if I have to say. Like, there's some of them I think are a wee bit ugly, but I really like the Nebula one, and also the other reason I really like them is because they give you an X pack. That's the other reason, because I think it's very good if you're going to do skilling a lot. It's great to be able to have a free Nyx pack every once in a while, so that's why I like those. Trying to think which other ones. One of my actual real favourites, and just because it looks pretty, and that's purely it, is Snowflake. I also quite like Frost as well. But to me, Snowflake is one of the most beautiful divines. I really wanted one really badly. Took me a while to get it, but I was really pleased in the end when I did. I had to get the Frost first because Snowflake is the offspring of Frost. So that one doesn't do anything other than look really nice. But I just like it because it looks really pretty. The other one, Falabellas, I like Falabellas in their entirety because they're a useful divine, but the one that I think I like the most is probably the Japanese one and the orange one, and I'll show you it. The reason this one, I think to me, I like the most is because this was the one I couldn't get. Whenever they ran Howrse Cup, people that placed really high up in Howrse Cup were the people that won. Were given an orange Falabella, and I also like it because it's the Japanese one, and I quite like a lot of things from Japan. So it was like I really liked this, and the fact that I couldn't get it for a really long time. I think the people who had Howrse Cup, very few people that had played Howrse Cup sold these, so these were really difficult to get. Even whenever they did hot promotions and stuff, you couldn't get the orange one, which made it more desirable, I guess. And even now, I would still notice that these ones tend to sell for a little bit more than some of the other colours. But they did come out eventually in Horns of Plenty, which is how I did get this one in the end. I didn't play Howrse Cup past, I think, the first few days of it, just because I was curious. But that's why I quite like that one. I think because it was one that I couldn't get for so long, so I wanted it more than the other ones that I had. Try to think what next. I quite like Xanthos. I've never had one. It is something that I'd like to have eventually, but I'm just going to wait until it happens. Croesus is another one I quite like, but I've never had it. Eventually I hope to win one. Himphraxy. Himphraxy I like because I think it's a reasonably nice looking divine, but it's also the fact that it can give me agent points, so that's why I like that one. Midas I quite like because it means I don't have to spend passes or diamonds on getting retired donkey coats, so that's why I quite like that one. In terms of the gemstone horses, I do quite like Pearl and Sapphire, and these are the only two other than Gypsum and Agate that I have. I think if I had to pick though, I think I like Sapphire most because he gives me a diamond every second day and 1,000 necklace on other days. In terms of solar system divines, I do have a clean favourite out of this, and it is Mars. And the reason I like Mars so much is Mars to me is great in that I know that as soon as I get 20 more points from supernova rides, I always get another diamond. So he's probably my most skilled divine. He's a divine that I do tend to wake up every single day and I make sure to do the rides properly with him. I think I've spent a lot of time on getting the skills this high, and I think that's why I like him so much, is because I know I've put a lot of time and effort into him. So that would probably be another reason why I quite like that one. I don't really have a real like of the wind horses, so I'm not going to go there. Season divines, I don't really like the season divines. I did get spring, which I explained in another video, so I'm not going to worry about that. The Chinese horses, I like Shanma, as I've said many a time, because Shanma gives me the agent point bonus on some mornings that I wake up, so I quite like that. I don't have any of the prehistoric divines, nor do I really want any of them. Rainbow horses, I quite like the rainbow horses. I like the idea of them, but I really do want to get all 7, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not. So that's to come, I suppose. But that's it really. That's kind of my favourite divines. One other divine that I will mention is Harlequin, but we don't have it in the UK. It is on international. It used to be a special horse rather than a divine, but it would be a divine horse now. I like them just because they look really pretty and they're really colourful. I wasn't actually there whenever they first came out. I collected them afterwards. I don't have any anymore. I sold them all off. But they're another one that I quite like. And one divine that I think is quite cool, but only, as far as I remember, 2 people have ever had them, is the Cobra. Because one person on international had them, and I think there's one still in the French server. The one that's on international is now deceased. So that's it really. Anyway guys, hope you had a lovely day. Thank you to Ombu123 for requesting the video, and bye guys.